Hey, we here.
All right, we are live. Guys, welcome to another episode of Silver Talk. My name is Eli from Urban Lifestyle, alongside with my co-host, JT from JT Coinerings. How's everything going, JT?
What's going on, Eli, man? It's a pleasure once again to be on another episode of Silver Talk.
Awesome, awesome. And today we're going to be talking about when and how to sell your silver, when it's a good time to buy gold, or is it a good time to buy gold right now, currently at what the prices are right now, and what gives a better return, whether it be precious metals or the stock market. All right. So how's everything going, JT? Everything's good?
Man, everything's going good, man. I'm having a pretty good weekend. Spent some time with the family. You know, that's always paramount. And it's almost better than precious metals. Almost. Almost.
You sure?
I got to say that so I won't sleep on the couch.
Gotcha. All right. Awesome. Well, JT, let's start off. Did you buy any gold or silver this week?
I did. I bought some silver. Bought a couple ounces of silver to add into the stack. I will be receiving my crusty clown coin, which I will be putting in one of my daughter's stack. I've also bought some carat bars. I bought two cash bars, they call them, and there's only 1.1 gram of gold inside the actual cash card, but it's good for the kids, so it's a good little stack. There's something more of a novelty thing. It's backed by gold. It reminds you of the greenbacks that they have out now, the 24 karat greenbacks they have right now. But this is actually have the gold, and it's from Carat Bar. So they're my purchases this week.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I did make a purchase I bought, I think, 4 American Silver Eagle 2020s.
Okay.
So I wanted to get some of that. And I think I bought the Venom coin.
Oh yeah, I got that one. That's
Yeah.
nice.
You got it? You let me know about it, man. I didn't even know about it till I saw it.
What? I got it for my daughter, my youngest daughter. Put it in her stack. Yep. But it came out. The week it came out.
How long ago did it come out? Because I thought.
Wow, last month.
Last month?
Yeah.
JT, man, you're fired, bro. After this, you're fired. You didn't let me know.
I thought you knew, man. I thought you knew.
Oh, you thought wrong. You thought wrong. Awesome. All right. So, who's in the chat right now? I see we have Jimmy.
Yeah, we got
from NY.
Yeah, we got a couple people here. We started off with our good friend Rocky Mountain Bears in the house. We got Budget Bullion Stacker. We have SJ has stopped in. Thank you, SJ, for stopping in. Haven't seen you in a minute. We have here J. D100.
Awesome.
Got a group of people up in here in the house right now. Let's go down. We have Killer Well. Thank you, Killer Well. Big YouTube channel. Actually love his channel as well. And we have Escobar. I think it's pronounced right. Escobar. Is that right? I messed it up.
I'm not gonna try. I'll say
I didn't want to be the only one. And we got my friend D-Lo 1000 in the house. D-Lo, thank you so much for stopping in. D-Lo has an awesome gamer channel. Excellent. Go check him out. Him and my good friend Destiny. Awesome channel. We have Swuna channel, a nice channel from the Philippines up in the house. Thank you so much for joining us.
Awesome.
We have a good friend from Canada, Michael M. This is the God King for 2019. Let's see when he do it again for 2020. Potter Jams is back, so we got to make sure. Can he take Potter Jams title? And we got our friend Jimmy Lasari. He's back. Thank you so much for joining this week. And the one and only John Miller. It's been a long time. Thank you so much for coming back, John.
Awesome. But if you guys are watching, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. It's highly appreciated. Make sure you subscribe to both either JT's channel or my channel as well. And to be honest, if you guys are watching on my channel, good for you. If you guys are watching on JT's channel, make sure you guys switch over to the Urban Lifestyle channel. That's where it's at. That's where.
I tell you, these at least once a week come by my channel to say hi. I appreciate it.
Now, JT, there's something I do want to congratulate you for, man. It is Sunday, whatever day it is, February 21st or 22nd, one of those. I don't keep track of the day. 23rd.
Yes.
All right. And your head is not as shiny.
Oh, let me tell you something, God.
You got to give us a secret. Give us a secret.
Let me tell you something. I did 2 things. Two things. 3 things. Let me add the 3rd thing. I don't want it to be a secret. Y'all find out later on through the week. Number 1, I just got my head shaved. Okay. Okay. Number 2, I moved the lights back.
Gotcha.
Number 3, I have not put any coconut oil on this morning. So these are the 3 things to keep the shine down, guys. So for those who have a bald head out there, okay. Number 1, keep it shaved, no bumps. Number 2, make sure you push the lights back.
Okay, push the lights back.
And number 3, keep the coconut until later on, until the show is over. So the only glare you see is from these big glasses that I have on. I hope next week I maybe can get some shades like Eli did last week.
Hey, this is some great stuff. So number 1, shave your head.
Keep it shaved.
I don't think that's gonna work for me. I don't want to shave my head. 2, push the light back, like take it far back. Okay.
Back.
And number 3, stay away from coconut.
Don't stay away from it, just during the live stream. That's what's up.
Gotcha.
And that's the secret to not have a glare on the head if you got a bald head.
Man, no. We talking about silver, and we're talking about how to properly groom yourself.
That's awesome,
go. Right? That's awesome, right?
Gotta keep it grooving, man. Gotta keep it grooving.
Oh man. All right. So, JT, let's talk about how the gold, silver, platinum, and palladium do throughout the whole entire week. All right. So we both bought some silver, and we do know that gold and silver, they did take a spike up this week, right?
Yeah, pretty good this week.
Yeah, real good, real good. So gold prices right now is at $1,643.58, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is up from last week. Silver prices are $18.50, which is up from last week. Platinum, last time I checked, was $975, which is up from last week. And palladium is at $2,714.
Amazing.
Oh man, like I I gotta see what Palladium's doing, man. I really gotta check on to see what Palladium's doing because that's a big jump.
Mm-hmm.
This last year, Palladium was at where gold is at right now.
Right.
I'm not saying that gold is going to be at $2,000 next year, but right now, I really got to look at Palladium because I got to know what's going on with Palladium.
Yeah.
What you think, JT?
I mean, Palladium has definitely shown that this precious metal is not nothing to play around with. I wish I had the opportunity to take advantage of it earlier when it was low. But who had the foresight to see that it would be hitting over $2,000?
I did.
It's great. It's on its way straight to $3,000, and the way that things are moving, the way this precious market moving right now, we can see a 3,000 Palladium, and before the end of the year. I didn't think we were going to see a 1,600 gold this soon. But
yeah.
Just from a week, it's jumped up $143.
That's crazy. That's crazy. And I'm kind of shifting my mindset when it comes to gold and silver. I want to buy a little bit more. Of course, I want to rebuild my position in gold.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as silver, I want to get a little bit more silver, probably just bump it up a little bit more.
Right.
Because I do have a lot of cash on hand.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I'm getting more of an uneasy feeling when it comes to the economy. I always had that uneasy feeling, but as far as right now, even a lot of the top guys, Robert Kiyosaki, they're like, hey, listen, something's bound to happen.
Right.
All right. I mean, anybody can tell you, all right, hey, the economy's going to just keep going up. But we all know one thing for sure. There is a downturn sometime. At some point in history, there's always a downturn.
Mm-hmm.
All right. A roller coaster doesn't just go up all the time.
Right. Absolutely right.
And a lot of these people, they want a crash. Reason being is because a lot of money is made during a crash. All right.
Quick question. You think about that. Let's marinate on that question that comment you just made. Some people look for the downturn, right? Taking advantage of the opportunity to reap the benefits of a falling market. So we talked about Kiyosaki and his thoughts on understanding the market always goes down, even though we look for it to go up. How do you feel about that position of putting yourself in position to take advantage if the market prices go down? Is that a bad thing? Is an evil thing? Because every time Robert says it, he laughs. If you ever see him in an interview, he'll say, I can't wait for the market to go down and the prices in the mortgage industry go down. And everyone else wants it to stay simple, those who not investing inside the market. But how do you feel about a comment like that?
Well, yeah, I was watching an interview with Robert Kiyosaki, and I was like, man, if I'm just an outsider looking in, not knowing anything, I'd be like, man, that's an evil thing to say. You can't wait for it to go down because you're going to make so much money and things like that. But you got to look at it in the sense, hey, what do ants, just at the basic level, ants, right? What do they do before the winter? They stack up on food to make sure, hey, listen, when the winter comes and when the rainy season comes, we have all the food stored up, right? So when the winter do come, hey, they start eating their food. Not saying that they don't eat when it's the summertime. I'm just saying they have a system. They have a system in place. So it just makes sense. If the markets, let's say a recession happens, of course you want to be ready. But how do you get ready? You don't want to just be like back to the example of the ant again. You don't want the winter to come and you're like, oh man, now I got to go look for food. Now I got to go hunt for food. No, that's not the place you want to be. So when Robert says that, he said, of course he's in a position to take advantage of opportunities like that. But you got to look at it like this. Look at Warren Buffett. He's very cash heavy right now. He's into stocks, but he has a lot of cash that he's like, hey, you know what? I'm just keeping that in the sideline for an opportunity. And what is an opportunity for him? If the market, if everything crashed, these people they're celebrating. They're like waiting. It's like, and I kid you not, the word that Robert Kiyosaki, the phrase that Robert Kiyosaki used was, "Hey, just thinking about it, he gets sexually aroused by it." You know,
Yes.
of course, he was playing around,
Right.
but just look at it, he's like, it's like he's salivating at the mouth for that.
Yes.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
because everything is gonna go on sale if the housing market crash. But we have to look at the other side as well, because we also have family members that you can see. The thing is with my family, I can tell them, hey, you know, recession may happen, such and such. They look at me like someone on the street. Oh, get baptized now, this and that. They look at me as someone like that because they don't believe it can happen. I have a friend, 45 years old. I'm like, yeah, you know, with the he's like, oh, you don't think the banks know what they're doing?
Right.
No, they don't. That's in my opinion.
Right.
In my opinion.
Okay.
Right. So in that sense, it's always good to prepare. Always good to be ready for anything. So I'm cash heavy right now as well. And I'm like, hey, you know what? I want to put a little bit more into silver right now because silver is just like what, under $20. Anybody can do that.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody can do that. Last recession, silver shot up to $40, and that was at the time when you could buy silver. Before that time was like around $10 a share. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
thinking the stocks, $10 an ounce.
Mm-hmm.
So when you look at it in that sense, hey, you know, you want to make sure you're protected. And Robert
Always.
Kiyosaki, he buys the silver. He says he buys gold and silver with the intention never to sell.
Right.
You know, never to sell. So in a sense like that, hey, I want to have cash, just cash on hold, just in case anything happens. Hey, I want to make. I like, you know, you guys see me. I got a brand new iPad. I
A
like
lot of
Apple.
a lot
You
of
know,
a lot of money over there in them parts.
exactly. I like Apple. So hey, if I believe Apple's good,
Mm-hmm.
if anything happens during a recession or during a economical turn, I want to be able to take advantage of that. All right,
Mm-hmm.
hey, let me go buy this stock. Oh, this stock's on sale. Hey, Uber stock is $10 a share now, and I still believe in Uber. Let me buy some shares.
Right.
You know, and then you just ride the wave up. Like if it's going down, wherever, you know, get what you can get and the right
Mm-hmm.
wave up. The same thing with silver. All right, silver was down. Silver, like, come on. Historically speaking, what the prices of silver has touched, and a lot of people saying that the prices of silver has been manipulated. I'm saying like it was a great time, and I still believe right now it's still a good time to buy. Anything under $20 is still a good time.
Yeah,
And
I agree.
I may even go on record and say, hey, anywhere between 20 to 25 is still a great time to buy silver.
I agree.
What's your thoughts on that, Jay? And I hope that answered your question.
Yeah, I think it's good. I mean, good point. I think that the line of defense always has to be met to take
Mm-hmm.
advantage of the opportunities that we may have to buy silver at a good price. Right now, which is still a great price, even though it's at what $18.50.
Mm-hmm.
Great price. You can still get an American Eagle for $21, right? The local
Mm-hmm.
corn shop. Gold right now moving up to 1643. There's still people who can afford to take that jump and take advantage of it. And like I was telling you earlier, I don't know, I can't buy an ounce, but my goal is for long term with that. So if I can catch a deal, post a spot, I may take advantage of it and just put it away. The best thing for me is not wasting my money. So if I can find a couple dollars to put towards something I really want, like maybe a quarter ounce, or I'll put towards it. But for now, I'm going to take advantage of silver, and like you're doing, put away some cash for that rainy day, so
Mm-hmm.
I can take advantage of anything once it drops. So
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to bring that point up with Robert Kiyosaki interview, and because he always drops those jewels on taking advantage in both parts when it's good and also when things don't look so good.
Mm-hmm. And I see where he's coming from. I see
Hmm.
where Robert Kiyosaki coming from. He stated that like in this book Fake that I read, and I think you read it as well too, JT, where he
Hmm.
stated people gets upset with him because he's like, hey, listen, you have to pay taxes. That's impossible. Why don't you pay taxes? And
Hmm.
he says, you have to pay taxes, but I don't. Because it's in the position he's in. And I kind of understood that because there was a video I dropped where I was like, hey, I make over 100,000, but I live off $30,000 a year.
Hmm.
Right. And then somebody was like, yeah, but how do you do that? You got to pay taxes on this. You got to pay taxes on that. How do you, if you make 100,000, you must make more than 100,000 because you the taxes, and how would you do this as far as food? And I was like, I'm not getting into the secret on how I actually do it, But just know it's possible. There's loopholes to everything. I'm not saying, hey, I avoid taxes. I'm not saying none of that. But there's loopholes and benefits that I figured out, that I found out to be more benefit for me.
Right.
Okay. So there's ways to do stuff. There's always ways to do stuff. It's just knowledge is power.
Yeah,
right?
I agree.
And not just that. Not just knowledge is power. Applied knowledge is power. And there's a big difference, because you can know something. Hey, I can know there's $1 million behind this, whatever this is right here, and I just turn around knowing that there's $1 million, and I just leave. Versus me saying, hey, I know there's $1 million right here. Hold on, JC, let me go get this $1 million. You feel me?
Yeah, you have to apply the information. Sometimes people do a lot of reading, a lot of research, a lot of and they know. But like you said, applied knowledge is what gets you to the next step. So we have to keep that in mind when it comes down to doing research and precious metals, and also understanding the stock market. If you choose to go that route, invest in real estate or invest in anything with our hard-earned money, it's about knowing the laws, knowing what it takes to save as much as possible, and then applying that on a daily, weekly, monthly basis in order to make sure we take care of ourselves and our family. So the information is out there for us, and me and Urban are not financial analysis.
Financial advisors.
But we give it analysis based off what we do with our own and what we see in the community, what we read about, what we learn. And we ask, hey, if you have any advice, put out a video, number one, or leave a comment, and we can definitely pull from it. But I think that one thing for sure, hearing people's experience with this thing gives an opportunity to make better and wise decisions.
Exactly. And me, as I make videos, I have a lot of comments that disagree with things I say. And I'm not, oh, no, you're stupid, you're an idiot. No, I'm like, I like to dig in deeper, because if I just take it what he said as face value, I'm like, oh, you're trying me or you're disagreeing with me. No, you need to agree with me. No, I need to be like, hey, what's your opinion about it? Why do you say, hey, this is wrong? And I like to see, there's tons of time that happened.
Right.
I was buying fractional gold. Oh, man, you're an idiot. You're buying fractional gold. All right, I understand. Why do you believe is a stupid move? Oh, premiums is this, premium is that. I take that information that he gives, and I'm like, yeah, he's right. He's right. You're so right. And then I changed my whole process on that, based on that thesis.
Yeah, most definitely. Okay. We have Budget Bullion Stacker made a comment, and I think it's spot on. He says, always good to hear someone else's thoughts on the matter. Can open your eyes to something you haven't thought of before, and I actually believe that.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. When I first started my YouTube channel and I started talking about gold and silver, I had no idea. I did my research. I had no idea. Most of my information came from you guys. All the people in the community was like, oh, no, you know, this and that. I have a video still on this channel that was talking about, an ounce of silver is 28 grams. A regular, and somebody's like, no, that's a regular ounce. Silver is not calculated by regular ounce. It's calculated by troy ounce. And I'm like, oh, really? Okay, let me look that up. All right. Oh, you're so right.
Right.
So it's always good to hear other people's opinion.
Yeah,
even if it contradicts what you're thinking.
Now, just think about this scenario with Native Stacker. He lives in Minnesota. Taxes are very high here. Average person pays a total of 50% of their income. Can you imagine? And so that's what I'm saying. Understanding laws, regulations, what's going on where you are, to better fix the situation that you live in. If you live in Minnesota, half of your stuff goes out for taxes. But what about the other half of your living expenses, taking care of you and your family and planning for the future? So you have to definitely put some things in plan, and also be knowledgeable, very knowledgeable of the tax laws, what can be used for your advantage. So
exactly.
Good point you bring up, Native Stacker, to help put things in perspective.
Exactly. And some people may be like, oh, but I live here and I have no control over that happens. You have control. Like what's going to happen later on this year? There's an election happening, right? You have a sort of power with the person you vote into office. And JT was telling me that, hey, you got to know what these people, you got to learn about these people.
Yeah,
especially when it comes to your local politicians. If you're voting them in, you have to know, hey, what can they do, or what about their plan that benefits you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So yeah, of course. So as far as that, you got to make sure you have you go out and vote. That's pretty much that part as well, because that's the way I see we can actually change anything at a local level.
Most definitely. Like the neighbor tax, just adding on to that. That includes income tax, sales tax, property tax. And it's including that. 50% definitely sound
That's a
much.
lot.
And we thought about that came off your earning, but that's including the 6% tax that you get for maybe purchasing things. Also, sales property tax when it comes down to your home. He total up what it costs for the state just to
Mm,
thrive. Now, just think about a cumulative lifestyle of you shopping, your earned income, also where you live, and that's what that 50% kind of entitled, not just from basically being taken out of his pay. So that was a
mm-hmm.
clarification. I'm saying.
And understand that the tax on everything. That means the tax you get from your job as well.
Mm-hmm. Like
So
the 26% some in some states, along with your state taxes, your city, all that stuff like that. So he
Okay.
gave a cumulative, which
Gotcha.
I
Okay.
which I thought from first reading it, it was basically from just earned income.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay. All right. Yeah, man.
Good.
What you said?
No, because I was about to give him a suggestion to get up and move. I think you need to move.
Hey, man, just a little bit too much,
Yeah, yeah. So I understand it now.
and like we said before, JT is not a financial advisor. All
Far
right,
from it.
definitely, definitely.
Far
All
from.
right.
I still use my hands to count. Like 1, 2, 3.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right, so JT, let's
Mhm.
go into our first topic. When and how to sell your silver? And since you brought up the idea, JT, I'll let you introduce it.
Okay, when and how to sell your silver. Perfect example. Last week, we had Step brother give an example of when he took advantage of selling his silver. This
Mm-hmm.
was in 2011. I think believed that the spot price was $9 spot for silver, which he could get an American silver eagle at $13. So that's what we came from last week. We took that question, that comment, and
Mm-hmm.
kind of formed this part of the show today, and stated like, hey, that's a great time. It went from $9 spot, then we went to $49 to $50 in some markets, $50 for silver, which was
Mm-hmm.
excellent. He sold 100 ounces of silver. So just look at that, 9 to 50. That's $41. He said he sold it at 47, I believe. So just do the math. So it's a $36, almost 3,600, almost close to $4,000 profit he made just from putting his money in the right place. And when he needed it, he was able to take advantage of it. Now he's
Mm-hmm.
still in precious metals, so he was able to, to rebound, right? But the benefit was he took advantage of silver when it went high. So the question is, when will you sell your silver? When is a good time for you? Right now, we're looking pretty good, 1850 for silver, but it's not a good time for us to get to put it inside a box and sell it off unless dire circumstances put you there, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the question is, what would make you want to sell your silver at this time? Would you do it right now, Eli?
Not really, not right now. And
Right.
also, he's not just asking me this question too. If you guys watching this right now on the live chat, you guys can also chime in your thoughts, and JT will actually put it on there so other people can see it as well, especially when we cut it and post it on different platforms. But as far as me, as far as me, right now, no, I wouldn't sell it. When step brother, he actually sold his. He sold it at when it was at, you said 47. He was buying it when it was at 13. That
Mm-hmm.
makes sense. That makes sense. Now for me, it's a combination. It's like a whole bunch of stuff that factors into me selling my silver.
Right.
All right. Now, if silver, like let's say I have enough silver and silver hits a price in the cumulative value of my silver, and let's say, hey, there's a great opportunity right here in the real estate section where I can buy something that can produce me more income, because the silver is just going to be sitting there. So I'm not getting any dividends from it. I'm not getting any income from it. It's just sitting there. Now, if I can, like, let's say I bought $50,000 worth of silver, and then now the value is worth up to 200,000. Then I may be like, hey, you know what? Okay, let me take some and see if I can put down and get a down payment, and then just get me a rental property where I can make income from. Right. So that's a way for me to see it, for me to actually start selling my silver. But at the same time, you have to ask yourself, why did you start stacking silver in the first place? Right. Case in example, again, Robert Kiyosaki, we talked about him earlier. He states that he buys the silver and he never will sell. He never will sell. So he has his reason for purchasing it, because Robert Kiyosaki state in his mind believe, and there's some good arguments for him to believe so, that silver and gold are real money.
Yeah.
Right. So he's not going to give away real money for fake money. Make sense? So if he wants to buy something, yeah, he'll probably dip into that. But Robert Kiyosaki, he's rich. He can just buy it per se. He can just buy it, right? So for me, you have to ask yourself, are you stacking silver to make money? Because then, yeah, okay, hey, you buy silver at 13 or you buy silver at 16 and now it's at $20, $25. And if you have a lot, then yeah, you can go ahead and cash out. But as long as you make a profit from it, that's the best time to sell. If you feel like, hey, you know what, I need to sell. As long as you get some sort of benefit from it.
Right.
Okay? Like for me per se, like I say, hey, if I'm gonna do that, it has to be it's not for me to go sell some silver, for me to go to the strip club, for me to go buy something, for me like something for short term reason. Like it's not gonna be for a short term reason. I have to see, all right, hey, I have some cash here tied up into silver, and I see this opportunity right here, whether it be stocks, whether it be this, and I feel like, hey, this is undervalued, this is gonna yield me this much around for the next 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years. That's the only time I'll decide to, hey, you know what, I'm gonna take this and put it here, and that's as far as silver.
Right.
All right. Now, some people.
Let's play the guessing game for a second. To focus on what we talked about, Mr. Kiyosaki, right? Putting his money and his fiat and precious metals I think is a great thing. Now, for reasons he never really explained why, other than keep fiat always go to zero. Number one, number two, he says cash is trash, and he really believes in real estate. If I guess, the number one reason is that it's protection, just in case his real estate empire ever falls. He has hard cash that he is physical. He can sell it anytime, and it's nothing that would tie it up like a stock or maybe other real estate. He has something he can get to, right, and that's one benefit that I look at, storing it myself, knowing where it is, and able to liquidate as soon as I can, without any ring tape. Once you buy it, it's yours, unless you buy it in paper form and ETFs and stuff like that. But if I could play the guessing game, I would say that is one of the main reasons. What do you think about that? That number reason of stacking precious metals. What do you think about that reasoning?
I mean, it's a great guess. It's a well-educated guess, but I do want to clarify, it is a guess. We're not saying that that's what Robert Kiyosaki is doing. But yeah, it's feasible. It makes sense. As far as doing something like that, like, hey, I have this just in case. And he also stated that the reason he's buying gold, the reason he's buying silver, is because it has longevity. It has longevity. Let's say 9 times out of 10, Bitcoin may not survive, or cryptocurrency may not survive. 9 times out of 10, the fiat currency may not survive.
Right.
But something that has the track record is gold and silver. And
want to have the next best thing, and that's the main point. No matter what the reason it is, that's something you can get to quick, in a hurry, and that's, I think, the reason that most people in our community gravitate to gold and silver. The ability to grab it and have it at hand at any time, and it does make a person feel secure, knowing that I have this and I can use it at any time.
Makes sense. Shoot, makes dollars. Doesn't just make sense.
Right.
Okay. All right, JT. Let's go into the chat. Let's interact with some of the people in the chat here.
We got a lot of people talking about different points of income that we have not talked about, or assets. We have we're talking about land, and let's talk about who made this one. Potter Jam said he wants to buy some land in the future, and he would look at that as being prosperous. And Fred Gar made a comment here. People have to ask at what point would they be willing to sell to buy real estate, because and the point that was going in the chat, and it was a long thread. Buying land is good, but Fred Gar made a point of making sure you buy the right plot of land and having something on top of that land that generates income, such as real estate. So that's one point that I wanted to definitely pull up. What do you say about that? Because we know land is gold. You know what I'm saying? God, you know what I'm saying? The earth. It's not going to be reproduced, but things can be reproduced on it. So what do you think about the real estate market?
I mean, real estate it's always a good idea. A lot of people's always going to want somewhere to stay, right? A lot of people's always going to want a roof over their head. So yeah, it makes sense. It's just like what Fred Gar stated. You have to make sure it works out in your favor, especially if you're going to be selling your gold and silver, your precious metals to actually get. It has to make sense to you. You can't just be like, oh yeah, you know what? I'm just going to buy real estate because I just want to buy, and you don't do the research as far as, hey, the area I'm going to be buying it at, or hey, what is the property value? Hey, what is the projected value? All right, is it in a growing community? You can buy land or real estate in Timbuktu, but if there's nobody there to actually rent it out from you, or there's no economy developing around that, is it really in your favor? So there's a lot of stuff to look into when it comes down to that.
Native Stacker hits the nail on the head. Owning rental property is a good money maker, but it's also a lot of work, and you may have to spend a lot of time in court. Good point. You want to make sure that you're taking care of your property, number one, which takes resources. Number two, got to make sure you have the right tenants in your property, or you will spend a lot of time in court trying to get your money and regroup money for your resources. So that's definitely a good point on that. And Fred Gar, for confirmation, says you're right about that, JT. Thank you, Fred Gar. Appreciate that.
All right. Well, guys, if you're watching, whether it be on the Urban Lifestyle channel or the JT channel, make sure you come over to the Urban Lifestyle channel. I can't stress out enough. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. It's highly appreciated. Subscribe to the channel. Show your support. That's all. It's highly appreciated. All right. All right, JT. So we're moving on to the next topic at hand. Is it a good time to buy gold right now? Right.
Wow.
And it's something I've been thinking about, but I also received a comment. Hold on, it's kind of small here. I also received a comment from Silver Fan 21. He says, I think it's not a good time to buy gold. It's way overbought right now. He said he probably would buy if it dips after election time. But he stated, but that's only if Trump stays in office. What's your thoughts about that, JT?
A good time to buy over time is my approach. I think we never know if it's going to go back up. I think people are still straddling the fence, scared it's going to just drop back down. And they I lost money. But we realize with anything that we're dealing with, we really can't worry too much about that as long as we protect and we can handle that loss. You understand? Like I know for sure, I trust that it's not going to zero unless there's no value that's going to be on this precious metal. And since it's going to be valuable and it's needed, it's always going to be some type of intrinsic value, right? I don't want to miss out, and yes, I said it, FOMO, of this being like Palladium. And right now we see Palladium hitting that 3,000 mark, right? We know its use. I love gold. Don't have a lot of it. Sorry. I can't put it in my pockets like that, but I still want to grab as much as I can when I can, because I think it's a long haul. So now when it comes down to who's in office, I think that that has a lot to do with the economy, how the economy is doing, because we need jobs. We need to make sure that we're able to take care of what we can take care in this country and keep everyone healthy, keep everybody working, keep the
Mm-hmm.
industry moving. So it has a lot to do with a president. So he has a point there, and he believes that's the president that's going to move him to greener pastures. Okay, we'll see how that works out this year election, and then see how our economy follows. But right now, it seems that we have a healthy type of economy, and I think for those who understand it can fall at any time, we're doing the proper things in order to take care of that.
Exactly. Hey, 100% agree. Now, when it comes to buying gold, because I've always thought this whole year, I've been thinking about it. I'm like, hey, you know what? I want to by the time the year ends, I want to have 3 ounces of gold. But I'm
Hmm.
stating that's not really caring if I buy it at, let's say, at the price it is right now, 1,600. I'm saying that not caring if I buy it at 1,600 and it goes down to 1,100.
Hmm.
Makes sense. So I do want to get 3 ounces of gold. But if I had that 3 ounces already, I would not be buying as much. Just to say, like, if the prices were at like how it was last year, 1,100, then I'll be buying a lot more
Hmm.
right now. But the fact that is at $1,600, I just want to have a position in gold, a bigger position than I currently do have right now.
Hmm.
So I do want to have at least 3 ounces by the time the year ends. All right.
Yeah, that's, I mean,
And that's just for my reason. If somebody were to ask me, hey, should I buy gold right now? It's not an answer I can give them. It's not
right.
an answer I can be like, hey, you know what, you should do it. But like, I have to let them know, hey, it can go down. But
Well,
I don't want to say, hey, wait till for it to go down, and then it just keeps going up.
well, you gotta look at it like this. You have a set budget that you put aside for your precious metals. It can be
Correct.
anywhere from 2,000 to 10,000, depending on your market. So if you're looking at, hey, my gold is three
Mm-hmm.
ounces. Right now, you're right on point to get that 3 ounces. So
Mm-hmm.
what's the difference? You understand? So my goal is to get 3 ounces. I'm setting
Mm-hmm.
aside $10,000 a year for my precious metal fund.
Mm-hmm.
And so you're looking at, hey, I'm still in that
In
wiggle
that
room
range.
to buy
Mm-hmm.
right now 3 ounces.
Mm-hmm.
So only thing changes is your monthly output.
Of course, of
Or
course.
so my thing is it's all set in the plan. So that's why I say, hey, I'm still able to get a quarter ounce because it's still
Mm-hmm.
in my $3,000 range.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Now, I wanna take the approach of the other side,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because not a lot of people think like me, and not a lot of people think like you.
Mm-hmm.
So reason being, I want to talk about the people that probably, man, who's afraid to buy gold, and they're like, hey, you know what? I want to buy gold for $1,600, but what if it goes down to 1,100 or 1,300? That's $300 I'm gonna lose. Even though you're technically not losing it, because I do believe in the long term it
Mm-hmm.
should surpass like even 2,000
Right. Now,
in my thought process. It depends on the type of person you are. If you're like, you know what, you have to, for you to be buying gold. Honestly, this is my honest opinion about it. If you're buying gold, you're the type of person that, all right, you have $1,600. You don't really care about it right now.
mm-hmm.
You just have $1,600 that okay, cool. I'll just take $1,600, put it aside. Don't look at it. Oh, what, gold is at 200? All right, no problem. It doesn't
Mm-hmm.
matter. Gold, gold hits to 3,000. Oh, good thing I bought it.
All right.
You have to understand the reason for you to buy gold. Don't just say, hey, you know what? I'm going to start buying gold because everybody in the community has gold and I want to have
Mhm.
gold too. Urban
But
Lifestyle, JT has gold. I want to start buying gold too.
it, but
If it,
I just want to get it back to the point of we set goals in the beginning of
mm-hmm,
the year, beginning of the month, or whatever,
mm-hmm,
and I don't see that it changes. If my goal was to get 1 ounce at the end of the year, we make changes based off where it is. If we
mm-hmm.
lose $300 because it dropped, we're supposed to be intelligent, with our finances to kind of make that up somewhere.
Now,
Either
the way
either
I'll
put
do
it
it,
in
if it
stock.
drops 300, if it drops 300,
Hmm.
all right, and I bought it at 1,600, and it's at 1,300, I'm
Hmm.
buying another ounce
Right.
to counterweight that, because now you're looking at it as if it goes back to 600, I just made a $300 profit and I broke even.
I just think that we have to look at it as we make the decision, we make our changes as time go on. Ready? Okay, made a great point that I wanted to touch on since we're in this aspect, because it's all about economy. What can we get? What can we not? But not sure if even if you want to touch on this, but do you think, do you all think the situation in China is going to affect the economy, including metals, positive or negative effects? Good question. Ready? Okay. I think that it is, because people are talking about it. I think it is because people are talking about it, and we got to understand how China is important to our economy based off the trades and things that we get from that country. And people are scared. When people are afraid, they don't touch. So we got to look at how long will they be down and when they'll get back up, and how can we continue our relationship with them. They even stopped on our level. The post office put a freeze on when and what they can send or receive over for a period of time. Well, that affects us. Say if I have an online market. So just on the level of us being citizens. So just think about the international aspect. So I just think it can be a hindrance to our economy, but hopefully for not a long time. What do you think about that?
I don't think it'll affect it as much. Reason I looked it up. I did some research. I looked up the past disease that we had, and it really didn't affect the economy as much. I mean, don't get me wrong. There was a lot of fear. I mean, they sell us on the fear, but I believe that's all it is. I'm not saying that it's not dangerous. Of course, take precautions, wash your hands, do all that extra stuff. But I'm just saying it's pretty much fear-based. All right, because it's easy, and I'm just speaking just on my behalf. It's as easy as someone saying, "Hey, you know what? I'm going to put fear here," and then a lot of people's going to just probably short the market or try to get out the market because they think this is going to have an effect on it, and then they like, "Hey, you know what? Let's buy it up." Because as soon as I told you on a previous episode, when the coronavirus hit, what I did was I looked at Carnival Cruises, because I know they were going to take a hit. And then I bought a whole bunch of shares of Carnival Cruises. And then over the past couple of weeks, it did tend to go up. And I made some profit on that, and I sold it.
Okay.
That was a quick sell. Because I know if someone's fearful of something, especially when it comes down to the markets, I know it's going to go down. I know the trends, right? It's easy as that. If somebody come here and says, oh, man, let's say the president comes up and say, hey, listen, gold sucks. Nobody should buy gold. This is going to happen. This is going to happen. This is why. And he gives some valid points why he believes gold sucks. What's going to happen? A lot of people are like, damn, you know what? Gold, maybe gold do suck. All right, let me go sell off the gold. And then it puts the selling tension on the gold. And that's when I'm like, hey, thank you, President. Thank you. Let me go buy up the gold at a cheaper price.
Right.
You feel me? So I take it as a fear tactic. And I don't believe it's going to affect it because I just forgot the names, but previous pandemics that happened, the markets, you could see like probably, and I looked at the 3 month span, how it affect the market and how the market reacted 6 months from then. Right. It didn't change that much.
Good point from Al Porno. That's why the U.S. manufacturing is a good idea. Self-reliance rather than depending solely on imports. Great idea. And I'm not going to say the C word anymore during the chat, and so we won't get flagged. Thanks for that hint, guys.
Awesome. But JT, back to the question though. Yes or no? Is it a good time to buy gold now? Just if you were to just give it a plain yes or no.
I'm gonna say yes. It's a good time. Let's not be afraid too much on the price of too much of you. If you feel that you can't afford it, I wouldn't buy it. But just like silver, you can buy it at any denomination, any grams, all the way up to a full ounce. I just think that we have to find some way to put our fiat and protect ourselves the best way possible. So make the choice based off what you can do.
Okay.
If I was a millionaire, would I be having these questions? Having this would it be a question? If I could afford it, I would do it. If I can't, I wouldn't.
Gotcha.
You know.
Now I'll say, I know I said plain yes or no, but in my perspective, I'll say it depends on your strategies.
Mm-hmm.
It depends on your strategy. Because it's simple. You could take the same amount of money. You could take $1,600 and buy a whole bunch of silver with it.
Yeah.
You can buy a whole bunch of silver because I do still believe that silver is undervalued. All right, and I'll go ahead and say I believe gold is still undervalued based on the price it should be at right now.
Mm-hmm.
Based on the price it should be at right now, and the reason gold is not at $10,000 right now is because hey, there's a lot of competition. There's a lot of competition. You have Bitcoin, you have fiat currency, you have stock market, you have all that. Back then, 10,000 years ago, it was just gold.
Yeah.
Like if you had no gold, that was it.
Yep.
You know, you needed gold to buy something. You needed gold to do this. To make moves, you needed gold. Okay. Of course, they had camels and the flocks and land and all that extra stuff. But the main source of where you could actually trade for something, what was used for trade, was gold. Okay, and that's one of the reasons I believe gold is not like at the 10,000 mark right now.
Right.
Okay. Right. But any final thoughts, JT? Any comments?
Anything? And people are going through talking about other subjects.
Right bring it up. Bring it up. It doesn't matter.
Out based off Radio K is saying something based off of El Porno. El Porno 100% agreed. Really wish more production was done in individual countries, mainly support where we live, no matter where that is. And that's a good point, Radio K. And I say that because it's like almost like households. I wouldn't want my next door neighbor to go through financial distraught, and I'll be doing okay. So I look at it like in countries. Look at states. I'm glad that Florida is thriving, so Urban can live and take care of his family as well. So if countries were able to take care of themselves, we have it would be better. But where we live at now, we have to fix our economic strength as well. So I can understand that point from El Porno, and Radio K is going on that. Also, we got Phil on Beckent. Pragmatically, no, like Carnival Cruise stock, Eli put forth gold is currently up due to virus fears. The media changes their tune on it. Watch gold lose from $75 to $150 an ounce. You basically make a comment off what was stated about the gold prices fluctuating.
Gotcha.
So it's a lot of people. It's a lot of chat inside right now, and they're going back and forth on what they think about gold, and also how they look at the economy abroad, and dealing with the C word and everything with the trade. So right now, we can look at back to gold. Gold has intrinsic value. It goes up in price. But like one of the people just said, if you can afford it, buy it. If you can't, just leave it alone. But I think gold is still a good buy.
Okay.
I wouldn't stay away from it.
Okay. All right. Now, the third and final topic: what gives you a better return, precious metals or the stock market? All right, and this is a question that's looming over the community. A lot of people is thinking, hey, should I invest in the stock market or should I invest in gold? I get a lot of emails about that. And I actually, let me see here. Got a comment from Andrew. He stated gold and silver destroyed the stock market in 1929. Now, I want you guys to understand that as well. So he said from 1929 to 1934 compared to the returns, all right? So he's pretty much saying, if you put your money into gold, or silver, you can eventually beat the stock market. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong because he has some valid points on that, but the reason I'll say that is, hey, I can take a specific time frame that makes gold look better than the stock market, and I could also take a specific time frame that makes the stock market looks better than gold, right? If we take from 2011 to right now, we see that the returns as far as gold,
right?
As far as gold, it kind of retracted, especially if you bought in 2011. You probably would have been down your position versus the stock market. If you put your money into the stock market around that time. All right. I do want to say thank you, Mr. Madlock, for the 499 super chat. Thank you for the support. It's very thankful, very appreciative. Thank you so much. But yeah, so yeah, the gold. If you bought in 2011, if you were to put your money in the stock market, you would have had a great return then. All right. So if you remember, 1929 was a recession time. That's when the recession came in.
Yes.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
So of course it will look good around that time. And I'm not saying, hey, gold is better than the stock market. I'm just saying, hey, know the cycles and know which cycle to be a part of. All right.
Mm-hmm.
I came in at a fair time. I think into gold and silver. I did my research in 2016, and I realized, hey, you know what? It's down right now compared to the market that's been going for the past 8 years at that time. Now 11 years, close to 11 years now, we're at its all-time high. Now, if it switch over and the gold goes up and then the stock market goes down, what you think I will do? I'm like, hey, you know what? Let me just put some into the stocks.
Right.
Put some into the stocks. Now, if gold goes back down and vice versa, you got to know how to play the trends.
Mm-hmm.
How to play the trends. You got to be able to see the trends. All right. Right now, a lot of people's like, oh, no, we've been in the bull market for the past 10 years, 10, 11 years. This is the longest bull market ever.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to put yourself in a position. You have to ask yourself the question, hey, do you want to invest into the markets at its highest point?
Mm-hmm.
Or do you want to put yourself into a position where, hey, you know what? Right now, this looks like it's in a bubble, but this gold and silver looks like, hey, it's on the rise. This is the beginning stages, all right? Because there was a point in time. There's a point in time where those precious metals can be in a bubble as well.
Right.
All right. What's your thoughts about that, JT? As far as what you think gives a better return, precious metals or the stock market?
I'm gonna talk from my experience. I don't put much in the stock market because I believe stock market you have to put a large amount of money in order to scale. So buying one stock, buying two stocks may not give you enough in the game to really benefit. Number two, I believe that it's overpriced at this time. I look at it like how most people look at precious metals. It's probably at its highest point. I would like to get those companies that I've been looking at when it goes down. I don't feel like I'm losing out because it's to the point that I like I said, I believe it's too high. Perfect example. I was getting to buy some stock for my oldest daughter. She loves makeup. So for Lauderdale, I think it's with Mary Kay and all that stuff, and not Mary Kay, just Mac. She loves makeup. She does lashes and stuff like that. So I said, hey, let's go into Estee Lauderdale, that company. And at that time, it was $75. It was below $75. I'm sorry, below $75. Right now, that stock goes for upward bounds of $150. So it doubled in a time frame, and I shot myself in the foot thinking about I missed the opportunity to buy 10 stocks for her. That was going to be the end. $750 $800 I was going to invest in this opportunity, and I missed it. So the FOMO, fear of missing out. So my thing is, I just wanted to see another stock like Wish, this kind of low. What happens when there's supposedly downturn, and then we take advantage of buying in volume? I would love to buy a stock and buy maybe 100 shares. Really take advantage of seeing the growth. Then I'll take advantage of it because I know there are benefits of the stock market, but I want to take advantage of it when it's low. So I'm putting my money where it's safe because I'm in a building phase. So that's how I'm looking at it.
So, like I said, I started the video saying, "Hey, I'm going a little bit heavier when it comes to silver. Like I'm switching up some tactics. I'm going a little bit heavier. Hey, I may even surpass the goal. Maybe go an additional 20,000. Who knows? I haven't figured it out yet. But I am going a little bit heavier into gold. But what I am also doing is I'm setting cash aside to make sure, hey, if anything happens, I can put myself in a position to take advantage of that.
Right.
So practically what I'm saying, we're going back to the ant farm again. Right now is the summer.
Right.
We all know the winter's coming, right?
Mm-hmm.
It has to come. Like we know it comes at some point.
Yeah.
So I'm just going out, make sure I get the food. Like an ant, like the ants go out, get the food to
Right.
prepare for that winter time.
Yeah. And that's
Okay.
what it is. I think the most important thing to do is just look at how we can position ourselves better. And
Mm-hmm.
like I said, I don't want to put my money on 1 or 2 stocks if it's not going to yield too much. I'm looking at scale. So it's better to
Mm-hmm.
put your money for me to put my money and build up the nest egg, like you made an example of doing, having a certain amount, building my precious metals. And when I
Mm-hmm.
have enough to really be a shark in that tank of stocks, taking advantage of Facebook or any other maybe stocks that's coming up to really
Mm-hmm.
to gain a great position, then I'll do so because I know people do make money in the stock market. Which one does the best right now? I'm looking for protection, so
Mm-hmm.
I'm going with precious metals. But for the bigger returns, we know that stock market has done it. People who look at gold, like this, like the person who Andrew Beresh, who made the comment, I believe he looked at the returns of gold over that time period and seeing the 300%, return that it has done over those years, and looking at
Mm-hmm.
that as being a benefit. It's all about the numbers, baby. So whenever you see it, you look at those numbers, look at that benefit of that return. So but it boils down to what fits your position at this time.
Makes sense. Makes sense. And last thing I do want to mention on that is humans. We have the tendency to overcomplicate things,
Mm-hmm.
if that makes sense. When a bear hibernates, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't like say, "Oh man, you know what? I got 3 more days before I have to hibernate." Right?
Yes.
No, it knows the bear knows the cycle. It knows the trends,
Mm-hmm.
right? So he knows, hey, listen, I'm not hibernating now, so let me go out and look for some food. Let me go get these. Let me eat all the food, plug up my stomach up, however the bear works, and then it goes to hibernation, right? So let's try not to overcomplicate things when it comes to the stock market. There was
Mm-hmm.
times where I purchased Apple stocks and then I go and I do some research, ask a couple of people about it. Oh no, the market's gonna turn. Oh no, Apple sucks. Oh no, the iPhone 10 is gonna blah blah blah. This and that, this and that. No. Took my money out of Apple, and if the amount of money I had put in Apple, if I had kept it in there, it would have been a $5,000 return.
Mm-hmm.
If I just kept it in there. Right? The same thing with Tesla. Oh man, you know what? I'm gonna get into Tesla because I see the trends. I see, oh yeah, man, look what they're gonna do, this and that. They have this, they have the solar panels, the battery thing. Oh man, I believe such and such. Oh no, you know what? Tesla's man, it's gonna blah blah blah, this and that. Had I kept the money at that time, I did make some money on the up run, on the
Mm-hmm.
up goal with Tesla. But had I kept the money in the Tesla stock, I should have had at least 20,000. The amount of money I put back then, I should have had
Mm-hmm.
at least $20,000 in
Right.
profit right now. Right. So I'm saying we overcomplicate things, especially when things are simple. When things are simple. All right. Like, hey, Apple, it went from here to this. And I'm like, hey, cool. They have 5G coming along. They have all this. Tesla, they have all this thing going along, going for it. All
Mm-hmm.
this extra stuff. I have a decision. And now I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind if I go and I buy Tesla and I lost every last dollar I put in Tesla. I wouldn't mind because that was my decision. I probably missed something. I'm
Mm-hmm.
okay with that. Now, I do mind where I mind is I put all my money in Tesla and somebody came in and they made me change my mind or they say something or I'm like, you know what? No, you're right. Let me take it out. And then I lose on the profit. That's where I'm like, dang, I let somebody influence my decision.
Right.
All right. So you have to look at it, like, especially with gold and silver. Right now, there's tons of people. It's like, oh, no, man, listen, forget silver, buy gold. Forget gold, buy silver. Forget precious metals, invest into stock. Forget all that, start getting real estate.
Right.
So
Um, no, let me just go to the point. As Stacking and Packing states, that the stock market is a rich man's game. This is what he believes. If you don't hold it, you don't own it. Property is the way to go. Stocks are a scam in today's tax breaks, and that's the point that I wanted to ease out, because stocks is readily available, and we're able to buy.
mm-hmm,
We're able to buy one stock, 300 stocks.
mm-hmm,
What we forget and we have to always put into account is that last statement. Stocks are a scam. Okay, that's
Mm-hmm.
what you may want to believe, but what we can't deny is the tax breaks. When we take out, when we buy it, then sell, buy, sell, take out, we forget, and people rarely talk about how much they owe in taxes from that capital gain.
Mm-hmm.
So all these things that we put into to play when we talk about stocks. That's why I said I can't afford it to buy
Mm-hmm.
one or two because it's not giving me that gain if I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to wind up taking it out and putting it back in. The penalty is not there. It's not, the slapping and first is not there. Paying that tax right away. That's why we choose to play with it like that. That's why I
Mm-hmm.
said it's all about scale, about buying it at the best time, buying it in a number to really benefit the most. Um, and I can't afford that risk, and I can't afford that. I don't play with the tax man like that. I owe enough, so I don't. Those little hits and goes is what we have to be aware and understand the whole body of this stock thing. It's not as, like I said, it's not as simple as we think it is for those who don't know. That's why
Mm-hmm.
people really take time out to really study it. It's a game that I haven't studied like that, so I don't
That
I
makes
don't
sense.
those waters. Um, but
Make
thank you. We have Al Porno, and also we had an earlier super chat also, and we appreciate that as well from Alex.
Hey, thank you so much, Alex, and thank you,
Alex,
Elpor.
thank you
Appreciate
so
it,
much.
Alex, and thank you so much, Elpor. It really helps out the channel. You have no idea how much it does help out, and I do want to say thank you so much. Okay. Now, as far as yeah, I can see the valid point of why people may say stock is a scam.
Mm-hmm.
Because stocks can be manipulated. If you think gold and silver can be manipulated, then stocks definitely can get manipulated.
Mm-hmm.
Because put it like this: by law, brokerage firms. Yeah, I forgot the name of it, but they're required to put that money, invest that money into stocks, right? But it is
Mm-hmm.
easy as they're getting millions and millions of dollars each and every day, whether it be through 401k, people privately investing with them. They
Mm-hmm.
have to put that money in there. But it's easy for someone to be like, hey, you know what? I want to. Let's say I was a big firm. I was talking to my local court shop about this. It was like, let's say I was a big firm or a stock firm, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then he was one too. And I said, hey, you know what? I'm gonna sell out all the positions I have. I can cause the markets, whatever stocks I'm buying, I can cause it to go down,
Right.
right? And then now this guy, he says, Eli Company is taking off. What's it called? Hey, let me start taking off too, right? And now I can buy my positions. I can be like, all right, cool. Now I can buy my positions back at a lower price. All the money I took and I made profit from, I can go ahead and put it back at a lower price and
Right.
flood the market back up. So stocks can be manipulated. Now, one thing I do know is, hey, if I have enough money to buy all the stocks that Apple owns, I
Mm-hmm.
am the owner of Apple. Point blank. If every share, because that's what it is. A stock is you're getting a ownership of that slice of the company. If I go up and I buy all of the share, I
Right.
am the brand new owner of Apple. I'm the owner. No ifs, ands, or but about it. I have the power to go to Apple and be like, hey, listen, I make the decisions here.
Let's not get carried away. Um,
That's how. I'm not saying that. I don't have the money to do that. I don't have. Come on, I don't have the, but
like
if it's possible,
right.
it could, and you really can't
Mhm.
buy it. People have to sell it. Like the
Yeah.
shareholders, they would have to sell you their share.
Mhm. Right. We look at understanding that the simple fact you do buy a percentage
Mm-hmm.
of that, for purchasing that stock. But
Of course.
we have to look at, like I said, still when it comes to scale, when it comes down to a percentage of the company you own. Now, if you come in there and say I'm buying off that 52%,
Mm-hmm.
then they're gonna answer your call. But but until then, but I understand the aspect of it, but I just want us to kind of look at the whole spectrum of when it get into stocks. Just like that's the beauty of people who do precious metals. Because when you buy that 1 ounce, that 1 ounce is
Mm-hmm.
yours 100%. No one can tell you what to do with it. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? So when you buy that stock, you don't have that liberty. And this is the argument. This is the fear that most people may have when
Mm-hmm.
they enter into that tank.
Of
So,
course.
um, but it's all about what you're comfortable with. People are comfortable with ownership and that security, the sense that I own something. It's like we have a
Mm-hmm.
conversation inside the chat about owning your home. It's
Mm-hmm.
good to make payments, your mortgage, but it's nothing like having ownership of that home full flat out. You know,
Correct.
and also the land that maybe that's on that your house is sitting on top of. That ownership is feels something different than just making the payments. Get it? So
Sense.
it's to the point that I understand how most people feel about it.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. Makes 100%. Now, that's pretty much all that I have. I just want to chill here and talk to the chat real quick. So, if you guys have any questions, anything for me and JT, I do have a question for JT. I did receive a
mhm.
comment for JT. I sent it to you yesterday. How do you price in your coin rings, and when silver prices go up? But I'm like, my answer was, man, JT, you make so much you make so much profit off that. You just keep it the same. You just keep it
uh,
the same.
it's a good question because and I appreciate you sending that to me. Do you remember who sent it out to it?
No, I don't.
Okay, I do remember you sending it out to me, and I want to answer. Yes, I do change depending on the price of silver, and let me tell you why. If it jumps up a couple cents, it really doesn't matter. I won't change
Mm-hmm.
it. But it is sometimes I get a request of a certain coin or round that may be discontinued. Most likely a round, not much too much of a coin. But say for instance, the Memento Mori round, which is by the Intelio Mint. I think how you pronounce it. If you go on our online bullion dealers like AppMax, um, um, JM Bullion, you may not see that Memento Mori. Who those who laugh now, laugh last. I think it's the name of that series. But that round is cannot be found. So in order to find it, I had to go to the original mint or hoping someone on eBay may buy it, which
Mm-hmm.
originally that round may have cost $24, but going on a private seller, it may cost $35. So thus the coin ring will go up in price by a couple percentages, maybe 30% because I have to find it and I may have to buy two just in case I damage it. So yes, sometimes the price of a coin ring does go up depending on the price of silver.
Silver.
Now the price of silver is going up. Of course, the price of that coin or round is going to go up as well, and I have to add that cost. But if it's up a couple cents, I usually have a flat fee on a coin ring or a pendant or whatever I choose to make.
Okay. Now I did receive a question from Alex Miles. He
And that
says,
was Rocky Mountain Bear who made that
"Oh,
comment.
okay, okay, cool. Thank you for interrupting me. Now I forgot where I was, but thank you, Rocky. Thank
Thanks,
you, Rocky."
Rocky.
All right, but I did get a comment from Alex Miles. He says, "How do you think the upcoming elections will affect precious metals?" It depends, and based off what I'm seeing right now, like everything is going good with supposedly going good with the economy, and precious
Hmm.
metals are still going up, right? And that's contradictory to what we normally see, where if the economy is going up, silver prices are going down. So when I
Hmm.
saw everything, stock market shooting up, all that, I'm like, man, let me go check gold and silver because it's probably a good time to buy. I'm like, hey, it's going up as well. So if
Hmm.
we're going to stick based solely on that theory, it all depends. If and it's not me being political. I'm not showing my political views or anything. I try to stay away from that. But hey, we all know Democrats. They want to probably put more taxes on business, and businesses is gonna, if they get taxed more, they're gonna want to you know put that on us. Like, all right, hey, since we're paying more taxes, we got more employees to pay. We're gonna charge a little bit more on our products,
Hmm.
right? And that can probably deter the economy a little bit. Now, if that happens, and if the economy do gets goes down a little bit, then I do believe the price of silver will go up. But if everything goes good,
Hmm.
everything remains the same. Hey, companies don't have to pay their taxes, or they don't have to pay as much tax as they
Right.
used to. They can everything just keeps the same, and prices just keep rising. I
Hmm.
believe supposedly the way it's supposed to react is gold and silver is supposed to be going down.
Right.
All right, that's just my thoughts. I'm not saying that's what's gonna happen. You want chime in on that, JT?
No, well, I do want to chime in based off some comments and what you just stated.
Okay.
One thing I understand, like in households and in this day and age, um, one cannot afford to be apolitical, meaning
Mm-hmm.
not into politics. I may not speak on certain topics, but I want to pay attention to what's going on. Based off like one of the comments that was made, basically saying that the Democrats choose to, if elected, look to raise taxes. And then you may have one party that may look at keep taxes the same. But we all know the taxes must be raised in order for certain things to be taken care of. Now it's
Mm-hmm.
about the quality of life, what we're able to afford when these these things are rose, right? So
Mm-hmm.
politics is one of those things that we have to, tread lightly on, but we got to know what's going
Gotcha.
on. So that's one of the
Especially when you're speaking it out on YouTube, or if you're giving your opinion on YouTube. Like
yeah,
me and
but
JT, we go into politics. We go into politics all day.
yeah,
When we
but
talk, we go to. But when it comes here, he's like, hey, let's keep let's just keep
uh,
it hush hush, gold
I
and
think
silver.
I think it's really safe to always talk about. It's always good to talk about the actual topics and the things that may affect us as
Mm-hmm.
U.S. citizens, and that's
Mm-hmm.
always a safe way to go, and not talk about maybe the individuals ahead of the parties. That's one thing that we stay clear from. But
Mm-hmm.
perfect example: if one of uh, the Dems or the Republicans is going to affect our taxes and the way we live as Americans, then we have to discuss that, because that does have something to do with our gold and silver prices, our fiat, and things,
Mm-hmm.
the prices and stuff. So that's when things get political, and we have to know exactly what's going on. Just want to do a shout out from our friend to the channel, Hitting New Ministers. Thank you
How's
so much
everything going?
to the
Nice to see you
chat.
on here. If you
We
guys are
also
watching, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. It's highly appreciated, guys.
We got
Appreciate it.
Patriotic Bomba, aka Michael I, who stopped in as well. Want to make sure we acknowledge him for coming in,
Mm-hmm.
along with some others, and we have seen him in a while. Millennial Plastic Stacker, thank you so much. The stock
Awesome.
market is up, crypto up, precious metals up, real estate up. If you didn't make money, I don't know what to tell you. Please check out this Millennial Plastic Stackers on page. He is pretty intelligent. He
Mm-hmm.
put out intelligent some videos, and I don't see enough of them. And I hope he puts some more videos out, because I'm sure people will enjoy them.
Awesome. Awesome.
Mhm.
And also Phil and Bucket, he actually he stated that it is rare to have everything raising, like stock markets and all that index, and at the same time gold and silver. It is rare,
Mhm.
so I do want to mention that he actually agrees with that.
Mhm.
But JT, last week you said you was going to give away an ounce of gold, didn't
Ah,
you?
wow, I did.
You
That
said you was
must
going to
been
give away
that must been
something.
on. Did I say it on your channel or my channel?
You said it on both because it's both on our channels. You frozen?
I must have frozen.
Man.
Ounce of gold. Wow. Woo. I don't think it was. I was trying to go back in my brain
Uh-huh.
to figure it out, but I couldn't figure it out that statement.
Gotcha, gotcha.
But
It's all right. Next week you'll give the ounce of gold.
yeah, oh, I will talk. If I don't give it, I will definitely talk about
Got you'll talk about giving
it. I'll talk about it.
it. Gotcha. All right. So yeah, we're practically done. Anybody else have anything? We'll give it like another 5 seconds. I mean 5 seconds. Wow.
I would have 5, 4, 3, 2, 5.
We'll give it another 5 minutes. See if anybody has anything to say. JC, just go along in the chat and see
Yes.
anything.
He said 1 ounce. I'm in. I know that's right. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Yeah, Millennial Plastic Stack said he's definitely gonna put a video out. Awesome, Michael.
Awesome.
We also got Patriotic Goomba. He has an excellent video out asking people to participate in. Go to his channel and check it out. You definitely want to enter that, and he made some good points about supporting this president and his administration, because we are all Americans. So definitely check his page out to see how he's doing, setting up this giveaway. We have Native Stacker in the house. He's been dropping some great jewels this chat as well. And we also have Stacking and Packing. He's been putting some good posts in this chat as well. So I appreciate. Let me tell you something, Eli. We talked about this earlier. We be having some of the best discussions in our chat. I think that they learn a lot from sharing each other all these ideas. They have varied from mortgages, talked about real estate, land, crypto, stocks, gold, silver, what to do with their money. I mean, if you ever sit down and look at these comments, I think a person can learn just from sitting back and just turning off the volume on us and read the comments. Learn, man. I'm telling you.
Nah, and to be honest with you, we get our content from the comments we receive. Like me and JT were on the phone. All right, hey, what we're going to talk about, what we're going to be discussing, and we're like, hey, let's go over our comments. Let's see last week's episode, maybe some comments that we didn't go over, and we're just going through the comments and say, hey, yeah, man, that's a great comment. That's why when we talk about our topic, we're like, hey, we received the comment, and we read out the comment, and when we cut it out, we'll put it on the actual the 10-minute clip that we spread out throughout the week. We make sure we highlight that comment.
We definitely have a lot of comment, and I guess we got to include this one right here from Rocky Mountain Bear. It's all about the coconut oil, baby. Works on his corn ring tools and his head. So
you're right, Jason. You're so right. We talked about real estate. We talked about stocks. We talked about gold and silver. We talked about how to keep your forehead from shining. The 3 points again. The 3 points, just in case anybody missed it. And because you see JT's forehead is not shining as. It's not as bad as it normally is.
Right.
He stated that he shaved the head. I ain't doing that, but he said he shaved his head.
Shaved my head.
That was step 1. Step 2, push the lights back.
Move the lights back.
And go ahead with step 3.
And number 3, do not put the coconut oil on the head before the live stream. Gotta wait to do that afterwards. Gotta keep the shine down. And then I got some good pointers from one of the subscribers. It says, JT, put some sheets on the light, and that will also reflect the light. So I would definitely do that next week. So maybe we'll see as much inside my big, glasses, I have here. But I tell you, I definitely appreciate all the comments. We got some of the best subscribers, and right now we got up to 32 subscribers. So we gotta do a giveaway.
I'm taking my giveaway shades out.
All right, we're going to have the giveaway. So what we want to do, guys, because we got to thank you all for making it happen and being here today. And then you know what? Giveaway time. With this giveaway, guys, we will also give you a button, a Silver Talk button. You will also have a Silver Talk, a Silver Talk sticker. Okay, I'm giving you that and a sticker. And you know what? I'm going to give you 1 ounce of silver. 1 ounce of silver.
1 ounce.
And if you need me to take my Sharpie, my highlight Sharpie, and to color it gold for you, I'll do that for you. Okay. Now I won't let you know what ounce of silver I'll send you, but it'll be 1 ounce of silver. Okay. But all thing I ask you to do is to make sure you put it on your social media site, either your Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, or what else is next? I don't know what else.
Anyway. And watch this live stream on the Urban Lifestyle channel.
And JT Corn Rings for 1 minute. Just put a like button. I need all the help I can get. And you make sure you do that, and so we can show a video of you winning, because we want to make sure we have all this cross promotion. It helps us out tremendously. So what we need you to do is put 1 in the chat for everybody who want to participate in this great giveaway. Remember, you're gonna get a Silver Talk button to put on your shirt. Wear it proud. You also have a sticker and also 1 ounce of silver given to me. Now, Eli, can you spit through those beautiful rules and regulations that is needed for the channel?
Sure. YouTube is not responsible for this giveaway. That's who's responsible. JT Coin Rings is responsible for this giveaway. Make sure you email him and make sure you get all that. All right. If anything happens, and this is a JT rule. This is not a Eli rule. If there's more than one winners, all y'all gonna get announced. Right?
That's terrible.
I mess with you. But yeah, so you got to be at least over 13 years and older to participate in this giveaway, and you would actually have to be within the U.S. Yes. Right? Excluded certain states like Guam, Puerto Rico. But if you're outside the U.S., you know you'll probably have to take care of your own shipping. All right, or if JT don't mind paying for it, JT.
I'm still taking care of Michael M's. Michael M gonna beat me up for not sending his yet, but it's coming, Michael. You know I love you.
All right, that's pretty much it.
Okay.
Now,
well,
JT,
I'm gonna make the question. We got all the rules and regulations out. We got everybody in. We have our friend from another coast.
Hold on. We got type in one if you're ready for a giveaway. How's everything going? Mia Coins.
Mia's in the house.
Mia Coins.
Alicia Delacroix is in the house. I totally messed up the French name, but
appreciate out there.
But we know we got the first name right. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I forgot. I forgot. Oh, yeah. Type in one in the chat and let JT highlight all the ones that we have on there. Who's ready for a giveaway? JT, go ahead and just highlight through all the ones.
All right. Let me see what we got here. We have here the first number one I got on my screen. We have well Alparo said he's 7. You know, so I don't know what that means. He has 7 number ones, and then we have Budget Bullion, Hit Numesis. Off Grid Power. Thank you so much for coming in.
Time out, JT. My bad. Budget Bullion. Did you email me, bro? Because I know I have something for you. I don't know if I received the email. Just email me again, bro. I know I have something for you because you was the last week winner. So email me again, and I'll make sure I hit you up or contact you. I just get so much emails. I'm not too sure if I got one from you. But go ahead, JT. Highlight all the ones, man.
We got Freedom Stack, the Saint. Thank you so much for coming in. We got Patriotic Goombot, aka Michael the other Michael. We have Millennial Plastic Stacker. Ready? Okay. We got Rocky Mountain Bear. We got the Budget Bullion again. So we got a couple in. We got 29 right now. We got some that fell off, but it's okay. We still got some people who want to win this prize.
Awesome,
all right.
Awesome.
And I'm typing it in right now.
Am I allowed to win too? Because I want to get my iPad. You know, no.
That's good. I mean, I just please don't do it. All right, guys. I want y'all to look out. Wait for my comment. You see it under JT Coin Rings. All right, guys. Remember, it's about what we see on our screen. Make sure you hit the stream live chat. Oh, foot.
Make sure it's on live chat, and make sure I get mine on there too.
Okay. I had to type it back in. Go ahead, talk to you, so no empty space.
All right. So we all can see JT don't know what he's doing when it's coming to giveaway. So that just means that 5 people may win this giveaway. Remember that one time, JT, you gave 5 people and you only intended one person to win? That was classic. That was a classic live stream. That was just a classic live stream. Everybody was like, no, I said it first. No, I said it first. No, I said it first.
Oh, man, that was stressful. I almost had passed out on that one.
Hey, but don't worry about it, JT. It was stressful for you, but just imagine 5 extra people were happy. 5 people were happy. 5 people benefited from your stress.
Who you telling?
Right. I wish I was one of the 5. You know, I mean, come on.
You almost was.
I know. I was. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I was. Wow. Matter of fact, I was, JT. I was like the second person to say it.
Right.
So I should, we'll talk about this later. We'll talk about it afterwards.
Okay. All right. Ready, set, go. It's a 2-part question. This should make it even easier.
Okay.
All right. And
Make sure you highlight your own comment, JT, so they can see it on the screen, if you can.
Mm-hmm. Boom, boom, boom. It should be popping up.
Did you type in go already?
Yeah, it's typed in.
You did. What is the name of the 37th president of the United States and what years? We got Richard Nixon.
Mm-hmm.
There's two parts to the question, guys. There are two parts to the question. The name of the president and what year.
That's right. And what years? Jimmy Lazar said 1953 to 1962. All right, guys. All right. All right. All right.
So what we got? What was the answer, JT?
We have Javier Ortiz. I hope I pronounced the first name right. J is silent. So it's Javier Ortiz. Richard Nixon, January the 20th, 1969 to August 9th, 1974. I was 1 year old when he was out of office. 1974, the next president was Jimmy Carter. Yes, so you're absolutely right. Richard Nixon, January 20th, 1969 to August 9th, 1974. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Hey, right now, Jimmy's probably breaking his computer like, what the? Come on, man. That was so close.
Yes. Jimmy had the right answer in the beginning, but it was a two-part question. What is the name of the 37th president of the United States and what years? So congratulations. So you'll write down Richard Ortiz. Thank you so much, Richard. Make sure that you put my email right here. I need you to make sure you email me at jtcornrings@gmail.com. That's jtcornrings@gmail.com. Let me know your mailing information so I can send that off to you, and hopefully that you meet all the rules and regulations of the mailing. No U.S. territories or the countries that are prohibited by YouTube. But if you aren't, if you are in those confinements, it will be sent out to you ASAP. Okay, and you do win 1 ounce of silver plus a Silver Talk sticker and button. Thank you so much.
But I'm just writing the name down on our notes so we can always.
Oh, dang! I'm sorry. The next president was Gerald Ford from 1974 to 1977. Thank you. I'm sorry.
So hold on. So how many winners we got, JT? How many winners we got since you made that mistake?
You only got one. I'm sorry. The 38th president is Gerald Ford, and Jimmy Carter was in 1977 and to 1981. As we remember, Richard Nixon stepped down. And then his vice president, I believe at the time, was Gerald Ford. He served the remaining 3 years, and I believe, and then Jimmy Carter was the president when I was, older, 1977, 1981. Gotcha.
All right, so that's good. You said he won, and he won a Silver Talk pin, Silver Talk sticker, and 1 ounce of gold. Yeah? Okay. So 1 ounce of gold. So congratulations.
Yeah, well, not 1 ounce of gold.
No?
Not 1 ounce.
1 ounce of silver.
It's 1 ounce of silver.
Oh, okay.
1 ounce of silver. Thank you very much.
Awesome. But guys, I do want to say thank you guys so much for watching. It really does help out the channel, whether you're on JT's Corn Rings channel or the Urban Lifestyle channel, preferably Urban Lifestyle channel. But thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure if you guys want to support us, all we ask is a thumbs up, a subscribe, a share, and also if you guys feel like you want to give us a $1 super chat, that works as well. Appreciate it so much. JT, you got anything else you want to say? And I do want to say thank you for everyone who did leave a super chat today. Highly appreciate it. Okay.
Most definitely. Definitely appreciate y'all guys for coming by. Thank you so much for coming to another episode of Silver Talk, and we'll see you next week.
See you next week. Have a good one.